Everybody, how's it going today? So I'm gonna go over another book review. This one will actually be short and stuff, but I'm gonna go over it because I think it pertains a lot to our life, basically, right? As emotional beings, basically, and it's gonna help you just grasp the point that a really good philosopher spoke about. So I'm gonna be going over this book here, The Empty Boat, Encounters with Nothingness by Osho. Osho was a famous Indian philosopher, and he's done a lot of work about like the mind, psychology, and he's done some more stuff which I'm not really aware about. But I'm going to be going over this book basically because I wanted to read just actually like the first chapter basically. So with the book itself, before I go over it, right? It's actually quite a long book and stuff, around 200 plus pages. I haven't actually read all of it, but I don't feel like actually reading all of it though, because I only think that like the first chapter is really relevant to our lives basically, and so that's what I'm going to be going over, right? But it's a really good and effective book on your life basically. Back it says $16.95, so it's not so expensive either though. But I'm going to be going over the chapter 1 where he says the toast is burned. So I'm going to first read the excerpt, the excerpt what he says, and then I'll just explain to it a bit of more, practical terms, and how we can also adjust this to our lives, basically, right? For those who want to get insight, basically, on what I took away from this book. So he says, the toast is burned. He who rules men lives in confusion. He is ruled by men lives in sorrow. Yao therefore desired neither to influence others nor to be influenced by them. The way to get clear of confusion and free of sorrow is to live with Tao. In the land of the great void, if a man is crossing a river and an empty boat collides with his own skiff, even though he be a bad-tempered man, he will not become very angry. But if he sees a man in the boat, he will shout at him to steer clear. If the shout is not heard, he will shout again, and yet again, and begin cursing. And all because there is somebody in a boat. Yet, if the boat were empty, he would not be shouting and not angry. If you can empty your own boat, crossing the river of the world, no one will oppose you, no one will seek to harm you. The straight tree is the first to be cut down. The spring of clear water is the first to be drained dry. If you wish to improve your wisdom and shame the ignorant, to cultivate your character and outshine others, a light will shine around you, as if you had swallowed the sun and the moon. You will not avoid calamity. A wise man has said, he who is content with himself has done a worthless work. Achievement is the beginning of failure. Fame is the beginning of disgrace. Who can free himself from achievement and from fame, descend and be lost amid the masses of men? He will flow like Tao unseen. He will go about like life itself, with no name and no home. Simple is he, without distinction. To all appearances he is a fool. His steps leave no trace. He has no power. He achieves nothing. He has no reputation. Since he judges no one judges him. Such is the perfect man. His boat is empty. So, basically from that excerpt, basically what Osho is saying basically is that how to try to empty out your boat, or like how to try to empty out your emotions basically of your life. So I mean, not in a cheesy cliche way, right? But what he's trying to say, Osho, is that every morning when you get up, right, we of course naturally have emotions, and we naturally have thoughts in our heads basically about the past, about something that happens, right? And so we of course naturally become emotionally attached basically towards past events basically, or to like those future dreams, future worries, etc., right? But what Osho says is that it doesn't matter how much you've achieved in life, really, try to, when you get up every single morning, empty out all that happiness and all that satisfaction of having achieved a lot, so that you can relive that moment of satisfaction, happiness, right? So what he says is to think of life sort of as like this though empty boat, right? Because of course, right, if you don't have any though emotions toward anyone, basically, right, you don't feel impulsive at all, right? And of course, if they're like no one hates you, well then no one cares about you. Now that's not really realistically speaking, right? Because we live in a world of 7.3 billion people, and so people are gonna hate you. People are gonna say bad things about you. People are gonna like you. You're gonna have friends. And you're gonna have enemies, right? But if you don't empty out all that like worrisome, right, and you don't let go of all that emotional baggage, right? He says that you won't really feel emotionally impulsive towards anyone, basically, because you won't have that sense in you anymore, right? So what I do every single morning, basically, is that when I get up, I have my morning rituals. So I first prime my physical and mental state to be in a state of certitude for the day. So what I do is that I'll go swimming first, or I'll go to the gym for like a run, work out a bit, basically, get my body flowing, get my physiological patterns in my body good, basically, and then of course then I spend about 20 minutes reading a book or reading something which though gives me gratitude in life, and then I of course think of 3 or 4 things which though makes me happy in my life, and then I look at my daily routine, basically what I'm going to do, what I'm going to achieve, right? Now after that, then I always go back to this book, basically, and I read that excerpt, and I tell myself to no matter what happened yesterday, whether it was all good or whether it was all bad, or whether there was issues going on throughout my life, it doesn't matter. I always train myself every morning to wake up and to drain my emotions 100%, so that I'm new, so that I'm fresh, basically, and then I try to proceed with the day in a fresh way, in a more effective way, right? And I see that works, basically, because when I drain myself of any emotions, of any thoughts, basically, from what happened yesterday, basically, right? I feel new, I guess. I just feel like I can of course go out again, and if I drain myself of happy moments, well then I can relive that sense of happiness today again. Or if I like to drain myself of the distressing moments, ineffective emotions, etc. Well then I know today is a new day, basically, and that the past is the past, and that's it, So I think it's a really practical way of how to proceed life in a refreshing way, basically, away from emotions, away from sorrows, away from satisfactions, away from everything, basically, just to start out the day new again, I believe, for instance, that true happiness comes from momentum, progress, basically, like that, what makes you happy really can be as well stuff which you obtain in life, but most of it comes from who you are, who you become, basically, right? And that sense of thriving every day, that the sense of rejuvenation that we get every single day in our lives is what really makes us happy. I believe so. Now, of course, you might have a different thought about this. Leave a comment here below, of course, if you do. There is no right answer, of course. I'm not 100% right on everything I say. So, but yeah, get this book for sure if you have the time and stuff, and read it yourself and stuff. Leave a comment here below as well if you have any questions, and I'll be happy to answer. Thanks, guys, and I'll see you guys on the next book review.